Parasyte the Maxim episode 10, What Mad Universe? Now, because it felt like forever since we've seen another episode, it was pretty interesting coming back to the show after, I guess it's technically only been 2 weeks, but it feels like a really long time. Um, but this was definitely a fun episode to come back on. I think it was definitely a great episode for Shinichi. I certainly love the fact that when Shinichi saw all of his fellow students kind of dead, like he saw so many people killed, it snapped him back at least a little bit to being human. He freaked out, and as soon as it happened, I was like, he's more human now, and I was really happy to see that happen. And they even kind of have it through dialogue because Migi, after they get out of the school, Shinichi's just like, we knew what was happening, but we didn't do anything. We let Shimada kind of go ahead, even though we knew what he was, so it's up to us to stop him. And even Migi was like, you're saying weird things again, so I was like, good, that's really good. He's back to being at least somewhat his old self. He's going to have actual emotions. And I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. He's obviously, even by the end of the episode, you can tell he's not exactly back to where he used to be, but he does have more emotions. He is in the realm of thinking, at least emotionally, and it's like, even when Migi says, attacking my own kind doesn't affect me emotionally, but imagine if our roles were reversed, and it affected him. He didn't just say, like, well, that would suck for you, or that would suck for me. It actually affected him, and that ended the conversation. So I love the fact that, it sucks that it had to happen in that way, but I do love the fact that Shinichi's at least a little bit back to where he used to be. So that I loved. Yuko was pretty cool in this episode. Honestly, I was really glad she survived, but it was also really interesting what her actions led to, because she used the paint thinner on him, and fortunately that was true. Like, she figured it out for real. And so she used the paint thinner on Shimada, and it sends him into this weird frenzy, and I kind of love that. It was like he was almost like an actual human who didn't have control over his body. It's kind of like when you have certain muscles that jump, like muscles that you normally can't even control, they just start jumping for no reason. That's kind of what I saw from Shimada in this episode after he got hit. Like, he couldn't reform his face, and he was stuck in sort of a attack mode. It was like, even when he saw the fly, he used like insanely high force to just slam it into the wall, and he like broke the wall a little bit. And he said to himself, like, what am I doing? Like, I don't care about this stupid fly. But it's like his body is in a reactionary state, and I love that. I thought that was actually really cool. It's like, mentally, he was separated from his own body, and he's the parasite. Like, he's, the reason that, the blades are even out and stuff like that. So I personally, I love that fact. I thought that was really cool. They didn't do it in this episode, but I feel like Yuko might actually talk to Shinichi and Murano about exactly what happened to her, and that might allow Shinichi and Migi to get a complete answer, like, oh, if we use paint thinner, it'll have a really drastic effect on them. It'll really mess them up if we throw it. It didn't work like I thought it would. I thought initially it was going to be actually like acid, but I figured because it's a parasite, he would heal really fast from it. You would have to use a bunch, and then that would kind of be like the distraction, and then that would, if it was Shinichi and Migi, that would be when they were able to strike. But it was really like a permanent situation, and we still technically don't know how long that was going to last. That had to have been, I mean, heck, it was 30 minutes in the episode. That had to have been like 40 minutes to an hour, in real time, within the universe of the show. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, he's going around and he's just stuck. Like, he didn't want to do that, the way that he was doing. He was, of course, going to kill Yuko because he was a liar, but he wasn't trying to stay in that state and just attack people. But it was a really cool episode, and I certainly enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice episode to come back to. I was mad at Moreno at the end when she was like, man, we jumped from really high and we totally made it, and he used the adrenaline excuse. I was like, what the heck? Like, come on. I thought for sure that it was going to go kind of a different route, and that would kind of be her explanation. Like, now I understand why he was acting so different and so weird. It's because he's changed. But it's just like, oh yeah, adrenaline, I guess. I mean, you can be full of adrenaline, and I know there are the stories where people with cars and stuff like that, and I guess that could be one of those cases, but no, I don't know, it bothered me at the end. It was just like, oh man, that was really weird. Like, yeah, it sure was. And it goes back to normal. I was a little upset by that, but at least with Yuko, there is no adrenaline or any crap like that. She knew exactly what happened to her, so we might at least have her talking with Shinichi, and it might happen with Murano as well, and that might help Murano realize, like, even though it wasn't to that crazy extent, that's what was happening. Like, he's changed in that way, but it really bugged me at the end when that happened. I was like, that kind of sucks. I wanted her to know, what was going on with him, but the way they took down Shimada was really freaking sweet. I loved that because they go up to the top of the other building at the school, or it was a totally different building. I assumed it was the same building, or a different building at the school still. But they were, I believe, it had to be 30 meters away or something, like, or 300 meters, something like that. And they just launch this rock, and he sees it coming, and it's just boom, right through his heart. I was like, holy crap, that was a cool way to take out one of the villains. I personally think that was my favorite way because it was so unorthodox, and it was just like pinpoint accuracy. Here's a nice big enough rock. Go full muscle with it and just launch it straight across, 100% accuracy, no slowdown whatsoever. It went straight through him, blew his heart out. Hit right into the wall. It didn't even stop in the wall. It burst through the wall, and it was just like in that little section back there. But I loved it. I thought that was very cool, and it was a really nice way to have that, that new villain end, or have Shimada end. So I love the way that they did that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with Yuko's character based on everything that's happened. But another really huge thing is that the government has decided, they didn't tell anyone exactly what happened, but they found a new way, or at least they found a way to tell people, start doing this. I'm wondering if we'll get to hear exactly what their excuse was, because if they didn't say it's for parasites, it had to be something. Maybe they just said virus or something like that, I don't know. But even with those little girls at the end, they greeted each other and yanked each other's hair out, which isn't, that's still not exactly easy. They were like pulling the hair like it was nothing. It's like some anime hair, just like, boom, I have 2 full strands of hair. And my hair is short, so it's a little harder anyway, but that's not simple. People, they were just doing that like, oh, that doesn't hurt whatsoever. That freaking hurts when you pull your own hair out, or someone, yanks your hair out. Even if it's one strand, you feel that strand because it is tethered to you by skin. That just hurts. So I thought that was funny, but that's in like every TV show. I think even the live action stuff, they act like that doesn't hurt. It's just like, boom, here you go. It's like, that hurts a lot. Like, we know that hurts. So I thought that was kind of funny, but that was a pretty cool thing. I love the fact that, whatever they did, if they, said virus or whatever, it's kind of out in the world now, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what happens with it. If, like I said, I would love to see exactly what they said, but at this point, I don't think it really matters. Like, it happened, so that's just what people are going to do. And it still won't stop the parasites, because of course, if anyone did get busted as a parasite, the parasite would kind of go nuts and wipe everyone out, or it wouldn't, depending on how it grew. But for the most part, they're all just like, yeah, we don't have to kill humans and eat them to survive, but they keep doing it anyway, just kind of to do it, it seems. So I don't know. Maybe they kill them all. I guess it really just depends on the parasite, because sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. It's up to them. But I'm looking forward to seeing where the show goes now, especially now that Shinichi's at least a little bit back to his old self. So certainly love that. Looking forward to seeing what they do with Yuko, because I feel like it would be a huge missed opportunity if they just went nowhere with her character and was just like, yeah, who cares, whatever. That happened to her, and then she doesn't ever talk about it. So either it'll happen with her talking to Shinichi and Murano, maybe just Murano, most likely, or her brother, since he's, of course, involved in the case. So something's going to happen with her for sure. That's fairly obvious, but I'm certainly looking forward to it. Of course, though, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts, and I want to know what you guys think about Shinichi. And like I said, it's only a little bit, but he's at least somewhat back to his normal self. He's thinking certainly more human. Like, he has emotions because he freaked out like crazy when he saw those other students just dead on the ground. And it was like, I thought he was about to have a heart attack, to be totally honest. I thought his heart was going to, like, stop or something crazy would happen and it would kind of expel everything that Migi did, and it would like get rid of even the the small portions of her within, at least within his heart. I guess the rest of his body would be fine, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I was like, holy crap, is he about to, like, he had some attack, something happened, because you don't just clutch your chest and then bend down because you're fine. So it was a little bit more than like a simple panic attack. He was about to kind of fall over and maybe just pass. I don't think he was gonna really die, but Migi had to really calm him down. So I thought that was interesting. And now he's a bit back to his more human self. So I definitely would love to know what you guys thought about that. So please comment below, let me know. And thanks for watching.